Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, the Gaming Trouge here. The time of recording is March 8th, 2024, approximately around 10:30 in the PM. I had a whole day thinking about this. I don't know how to necessarily articulate my feelings in video format. This is going to be a little bit more scuffed than even probably my update videos half the time. And I just hope that you guys can see where this video is coming from. And this is a video about obviously a topic that's been going around social media all day today, and that is the passing of Akira Toriyama. If you guys don't know who Akira Toriyama is, you probably know his work because they're responsible for Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball the franchise as a whole. They're responsible for the artwork of the Dragon Quest series over on Square Enix, as well as a couple of other projects like this game right here. My first Akira Toriyama work, Blue Dragon on the Xbox 360. Really fun RPG that honestly it still holds up today. A lot of people didn't really like this game initially when it first dropped, but I honestly really enjoyed this game. It has a really fun cast of characters, the story is great, the artwork is fantastic, and it's one of my personal favorite works of Akira Toriyama, as well as Hibinu Sakaguchi and Nobuo Uematsu, which were people that were behind the Final Fantasy games. Up until, I believe, 12 and 13, they got other people to do those games. But I want to kind of sit and talk about my entire thoughts about this entire stuff. And again, it's a little bit later at the evening. Had kind of a long day today, so hopefully I can get past this in a short amount of time. But I do want to talk about this because this man's work kind of played a little into my interest in anime and into manga and just this entire hobby that I love. So hopefully I can, of course, illustrate that throughout a video. So without further ado, let's get into it. So again, the first type of work I've seen of his was Blue Dragon. I got this game, actually my brother ended up getting this game in 2009, I want to say, 2009, 2010, around there. And this was one of the first times I saw a 3-disc video game, a game that came in 3 discs. It had a big story. There was like animations that made me feel stuff. The story is about a young boy trying to save his hometown from a land shark that's being run by this creepy old man type guy. Its game's really fun. It has a lot of, it's a turn-based RPG, so it has a lot of the turn-based RPG type of mechanics and everything. I didn't know what a turn-based RPG was, so growing up with this game, I just kept constantly hitting A, and whenever I got magic, I equipped the magic because I figured out how that worked, and then I just constantly used magic and basically had 0 MP because I didn't know how an RPG worked at the time. Pokemon definitely helped out with that a lot more later down the line when I played the Pokemon franchise. But this was among one of the first JRPGs I've ever played. The storytelling is super great, the characters are so lovable, and the music, oh my gosh, the music is so good. Just one of Akira Toriyama's, Hibinu Sakaguchi's, and Nobuo Uematsu's best work, and I apologize if I mispronounce a lot of those names. Again, it's late, I apologize, but yes, great game right here, and one of my first instances of Akira Toriyama's work as an artist. I really like the character design. Flash forward to, I want to say, 2015, 16, 17, around there. I'm starting to get into anime. My best buddy, Dan, which you guys have probably seen in a couple live streams, has introduced me to the anime of Sword Art Online. Absolutely love it. I love the battle themes. I love the music. I love the first season as a whole. I think it's a really well done season. I do think that now there's some stuff in that anime that I would definitely take out. A lot of filler stuff. But overall, by and large, the main story about a character getting trapped inside of a video game world was always so interesting to me. And since I got into that, I wanted to see if those other animes out there, eventually landing on Naruto and Dragon Ball, with 2 Dragon Ball Z video games. The first one I cannot play because this disc is up and broken. Because around this time we had a family friend come over, some shenanigans happened. I'm not going to kind of go into that because it's very personal, and I don't feel like bringing that into the video. But one of the best memories I have was basically me and my little brother, essentially. We were playing this game. It was one of the first games we really bonded over. It was actually, fun fact, this is actually still my older brother's favorite Dragon Ball game because of the amount of dynamic fights it had, the custom character creator, the story mode. Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi is a game that I want to go back and replay, and eventually I'll rebuy and eventually talk about either in a live stream or in a review proper. But this game was definitely a game that I've hold near and dear to my heart as one of the very first ever Dragon Ball properties I got to experience proper. Because at this point in time, I only had access to YouTube, and even then very limited because of Wi-Fi issues, among other things. And with all that being said, I only had like access to like 5 episodes of Z that was on YouTube, and couldn't really understand the story. I couldn't really get into the story as much until I played this game. But 2 years later, I got Dragon Ball Xenoverse for the original Xbox. Again, another gift from the family friends that let us play this one. This game was one of my favorite anime games ever. Just one of my favorite video games ever. Because you were able to fly around, you had that same type of energy as this, but you get to create your own custom character similar to this game, but it was a little bit more tied into the plot, a little bit nicer. There was online battles that was super fun, the voices battles were super fun, the music was just super fun. I actually ended up re-downloading, or I guess downloading this game, buying it off of Steam on the PC version, because I wanted to kind of re-experience the original Xenoverse. And I actually have plans to do so in May on the Twitch page, so guys go one up the Twitch page for that. But even so, a lot of all these different types of franchises, obviously there was Dragon Quest. Now, I've never really got into a Dragon Quest game proper, excuse me. But one of my favorite memories was whenever I was getting really sick of Smash Bros. Well, specifically getting sick of playing Smash Bros. With a certain individual that was in my life at the time. And because he just basically just made the game unfun, and just basically I lost interest in Smash Bros. For a little bit there. Like, not as in the series, not as in the gameplay of anything, just as in playing it with him and just some other people at the time. But with that being said, one of my favorite moments was whenever I was getting back into the game, I picked up the character of Hero from Dragon Quest XI, and then actually got really good with him. And then that December, I caught the Karen cough, if you will, and I ended up getting the game on Game Pass, Dragon Quest XI on Game Pass, and totally falling in love with that game. Again, the characters, the music, the story of Dragon Quest just captured my imagination in a way that until obviously, like, I beat Kingdom Hearts, like, Remind at this time. I love Kingdom Hearts, but, like, I feel like it was almost on the same level of enjoyment there. It just gave me the sense of pure happiness of me playing it. I still haven't finished Dragon Quest XI. I don't know all the twists and turns about the series, but I do want to get into it and actually play the series proper. And so I'm definitely going to try to do that as this year goes on, now that I have a more functional income to kind of go and spend on games now. But I'll say this, without getting into these games in particular, especially Blue Dragon and the anime scene as a whole, I probably would never given like SAO a shot, and then in turn may not have given stuff like Naruto a shot, and actually fall in love with a couple of my favorite works of fiction. Now, obviously, like the Dragon Ball community and alongside all the other communities, we all say some crazy stuff nowadays. I made a reel about this not that long ago on my Instagram page, but we all tend to make the same jokes in the community, and sometimes it gets a little old, and that's just basically just the fact of being in the same fandom. But for Dragon Ball Z in particular, as much as I personally don't really care that Goku is the strongest or whatever, it was never about Goku really becoming the strongest character in fiction. It's about him just being able to save his characters from his friends. And I feel like a lot, and I mean a lot of people in like the internet nowadays don't really see the character as a character, and they see him more as like a god, or as like a god tool, basically, as someone that can just get summoned and just wipe the floor with them. Like, he's more than that. I'm personally going back and rewatching all of the original Dragon Ball, like the old G Dragon Ball, and I actually really like the character of Goku. He's fun. He's a kid experiencing the world for the first time with Bulma, and it's just this nice fresh feeling that I feel like that the entire internet kind of forgot about. So, rest in peace, Akira Toriyama. Again, I apologize that this is not the most professional video for him. There's probably people doing deep dives into his work. There's people doing deep dives into the manga he's written. But I'm just one single individual here. I wanted to give my piece to him. He is one of the greatest mangakas out there. He's up there with couple of the best. He's a couple of the best video game designers. I didn't even bring up games like Chrono Trigger that he worked on. Yeah, Chrono Trigger. I'll give you guys one more story. So around the same time that I was playing Blue Dragon, I had an emulation PC at the time that was emulating a lot of Super Nintendo games that my dad decided to give me. And there was like a bunch of games on there. You had your Super Mario All-Stars and World. You had your Donkey Kong Countries. You had a lot of these awesome video games. And a couple of just like some random like license-based games here and there. But one of the games he had was a game called Chrono Trigger. I guess technically my second RPG. I didn't know what an RPG was. Again, I keep thinking Pokemon is my first one because that's what I always equate to. But technically, Blue Dragon and Chrono Trigger predate Pokemon just altogether in terms of my introduction to the turn-based RPG format. And I love Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger is an experience that I feel like not many video game players have at this point. And I do recommend anyone that hasn't already, get the game on Steam. I think there's a Steam version. Get the game anywhere you can. Gosh, use emulation. I don't care. Just experience this game for what it is, because it is a great adventure on the Super Nintendo. And a good time travel plot, honestly. It's a really good idea for more RPGs should take more inspiration from, but I digress. So, at the end of the day, may he rest in peace. May the family do really well. May all the hate comments, because yes, people are still trying to cause hate towards people that like Dragon Ball over the fact that Akira Toriyama died, and it's just, you guys gotta stop. You guys gotta stop crapping on the bed. Yes, I'm not the big Dragon Ball guy. I don't really think Dragon Ball is one of the greatest animes out there, but it's an important anime. It's the Mario Brothers of anime. It's the Mickey Mouse of anime. It's the way how a lot of us got into this medium that we all love today, whether we like to admit it or not. So, to all the people at Toei, to all the people who worked on with Dragon Ball, with all the projects Square Enix, to all these people, I wish you guys the greatest amounts of comfort. I wish you guys the greatest amounts of peace as you guys are going through this, and I wish you guys all the very best. I'm the Gaming Trouge. Have you guys selves a fantastic night or day, and as always, keep gaming.